a record for any Nigerian Senate within 2 years only. At this stage, the legislative cycle, even more significantly, 52 of these bills have been assented to by Mr. President, translating into enforceable laws that will shape the governance of this country. Economic development, public welfare, and national security. These bills include the National Education Fund, local government autonomy, as earlier stated, regional development commissions, tax reforms. Universities have been established, particularly in the for the University of Environment established in Ogoniland, long ravaged by oil exploration and exploitation. We saw the need to establish that institution to remediate the terrible situation of the Niger Delta. We thank you. The 10th Senate has acted decisively on 26 executive bills, showcasing a healthy balance of cooperation and oversight in its engagement with the executive arm. These executive-sponsored legislations address key policy issues that will benefit not just the Senate, but Nigerians as a whole. And we have done this through thorough review and refinement. Beyond bills, the National Assembly has received over 100 petitions from Nigerian citizens and civil societies. This is a testimony to the public trust in the institution. Of these, 28 petitions have been fully adopted, providing history teaches us that nations make the greatest progress when the executive arm that governs us has vision, and the legislature guides with wisdom. But they prosper most when both work hand in hand, not as rivals, but as co-stewards of the national trust. In the United States, Mr. President, the Civil Rights Act and the space race were all made possible through executive-legislative collaboration. In Rwanda and Ghana, transformation was achieved through shared resolve between these two arms of government. In South Africa, Mandela's dream was realized through executive-legislative collaboration. The lesson is very clear. Where governance is in partnership, progress follows. But where governance is a contest, the people suffer. Therefore, as we commemorate 26 years of uninterrupted democratic governance, we must renew our national commitment to foster collaboration between the different arms of government and ignore the critics who decide to term the parliament rubber stamp. But they do not understand why we are here. Democracy is not a gift, it is a trust that we must protect. To the youth, we must not treat democracy with apathy. To the civil society, we must not let memory fade. To the media, we must be held accountable through responsible journalism. And to every Nigerian, democracy must not be reduced to election days. It must live in our values, it must live in our institutions, and it must live in our daily lives. So let us preserve the memory of June 12th. I respectfully urge Mr. President that we consider the establishment of a June 12 museum, a living archive where the stories, artifacts, struggles, and sacrifices of our leaders and the democratic movement will be housed, preserved, and taught, and let nations learn from the past losses of our dear country. And this will remain a moral compass for the future generations. As President of the Senate, I reaffirm the unwavering commitment of the 10th National Assembly to the cause of the Nigerian people. We must continue to champion every policy that uplifts the poor, empowers our youth, strengthens our economy, and defend the dignity of every citizen of this nation. We owe it to those who fought. We owe it to those who fell. We owe it to those who still believe. May we never again betray the hope that was once betrayed. And may we never lose the freedom that was once denied. Once again, Mr. President, welcome home to your chamber, which is not only the heartbeat of our nation's democracy, but your political home. We now have the singular privilege and honor to invite you to address your people. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Your Excellency, Principal Officers of the National Assembly, distinguished senators and honorable members, House of Representatives, executive governors here present, all former legislators here present, the National Chairman of All Progressive Congress, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, honorable ministers here present, Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Clerk of the National Assembly, all senior government officials, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. With profound honor, I stand before this joint session of our National Assembly, a parliament that embodies the will of Nigerian people. Today, as I enter this grand edifice built from the sweat and toil of our democratic yearning, my heart stirred. It was a blend of accomplishment and resolve. I felt a sense of collective accomplishment when I realized how far we had come as a nation. Since 1999, democracy has risen from the ashes and destitution of military rule to take its original rightful place as the only mode of governance of resilient and beloved people. With every footstep I took through this hallowed hall, up to the moment I now stand before you, I remember that we still have so much and a lot for that to go. To achieve this progress, we sought an elective office to lead this nation forward. And resolved to do all that I could do to safeguard and build our democracy as the defined hand intend for us to do. Since 2018, we have celebrated Democracy Day on this day to commemorate the sacrifices of the men and women who fought to restore democratic governance to Nigeria. Let me pay tribute to my predecessor, the former President Muhammadu Buhari, for reaching back into history to rectify a national misdeed by making June 12th Democracy Day and by officially acknowledging Chief MKO Abiola and his running mate Babagana Kingibe as the victors and the duly elected president and vice president, respectively, of Nigeria after June 12, 1993 election. Year by year, election after election, every time we debate instead of battle, we discuss instead of fight, and argue instead of destroy. We preserve the institution of democracy. More importantly, we weave the culture of democracy into very fabric of our nation. We thank God for this. Whilst Chief M.K. Abiola is June 12th central figure, we must not forget the long list of those who equally deserve to be called heroes of democracy. We must celebrate the courage of Alhaja Kudirat Abiola and Pa I-FLIER, both of whom were murdered by agents of military repression. We also remember the many civil rights activists, journalists, and politicians imprisoned, exiled, tossed aside, tortured, and beaten by the military regime. We remember Chief Anthony Enoro, Commodore Dan Suleiman, Chief Abraham Adesanya, Ayo Adebanjo, Chief Gani Fawayemi, Balarabe Musa, Ganiu Daudu, the journalist Baguda Kato, and Commodore Ndibusi Kanu. I mention these names not to exclude or degrade the profound contribution of anyone else, but to illustrate through these few heroes the universality of our pursuit of democracy. The struggle was never the province of any one group or section of the country. It was pan-Nigeria in its conception, and it will even be more pan-Nigeria as we strive to perfect it. It is fitting that I come to this chamber, to you. You are the authors of the people's law, and I must be their faithful implementer. While we may not always agree, we must forge a way to work together, because this is what democracy demands of us. I pledge myself to this cooperation and ask that you do the same for the good people of our country. Mr. Chairman, the National Assembly has acted to uphold democratic ideas at every critical moment in our nation's history. In 2006, the Fifth National Assembly protected our democracy against unseemly third-term bid that would have ripped our Constitution apart. In 2010, the National Assembly, through the doctrine of necessity, opened the door for then Vice President Goodluck Jonathan to become the acting president following the illness of his predecessor. Even under the military, the National Assembly tried to protect our democracy. After General Abacha took over power on November 17, 1993, and dissolved the National Assembly, some of us, led by Senator Ame Ebute, the Senate President of the Third Republic, defied the general and his goons, and we reconvened Old Parliament building in Lagos and declared that regime illegal. We had the courage to do so, the determination to resuscitate democracy, but we were jailed for our defiance. On behalf of a grateful nation, I commend your invaluable role in lawmaking, oversight, and constituency representation. At this point, I plead for your indulgence so that I may put a terrible rumor to bed. To those who ring the alarm that the APC is intent on a one-party state, I offer you a most personal promise. While your alarm may be as a result of their panic, it rings an error. At no time in the past, nor any instance in the present, and at no future junction, shall I view the notion of one-party state as good for Nigeria. I've never attempted to alter any political party registration with INEC. Equally, my dear friends and colleagues, we cannot blame anybody seeking to bail out of a sinking ship, even without a life jacket. Look at my political history. I will be the last person to advocate such a scheme. In year 2003, when the then governing party tried to sweep the nation clean of political opposition through plot and manipulation, I was the last progressive governor standing in my region. In their numbers, they boasted. In all their numbers and the false grandeur, they boasted of ruling, not only governing Nigeria, for the next half century or more. Where are they now? Yet I stood alone. My allies had been induced into defeat. My adversary held all the cards that mortal man could carry. Even with all of that, they could not control my destiny and could not control our national destiny, because fate is written from the above. A greater power did not want Nigeria to become one-party state back then. Nigeria will not become such a state now. The failed effort to create a one-party state placed progressive political party forces on a trajectory to form the APC. It put me on the trajectory, such a favor to any political adversary by repeating the same mistake. A one-party state is not in the oven, nor shall it ever be. That said, we would be guilty of political malpractice if we close our door on those from other parties who now seek to join the APC. I sincerely welcome our party's newest members from Delta and Akwa Ibom states. led by Governor Sheriff Oboweri and Pastor Umoeno and other national members of this respected National Assembly. You are all welcome to the progressive fold. Nobody should close the door. Political parties fearful of members leaving may be better served by examining their internal processes and affairs rather than fearfully conjuring up demons that do not exist. For me, I would not say try your best to put your house in order. I will not help you to do so either. It is indeed a pleasure to witness you in such a disarray.
On your Monday we shall stand. On your Monday we shall stand. Order, please.
We must distinguish honorable members of this House. We must welcome and accept the diversity and the number of political parties, just as we welcome and embrace the diversity of our population. Our efforts must never be to eliminate political competition, but to make that competition salutary to the national well-being of working across the aisle, political aisles, whenever it is possible. One area in which democracy calls us to work together, whether in legislative or executive branch, whether in this or other political parties, is that the economy and social development of this country must not be compromised. On assuming office, my team and I moved to reform our ailing economy. We introduced fundamental reforms to correct structural imbalances that prevented maximum growth. We are already seeing results. The GDP grew by 3.4% in 2024, with Q4 hitting 4.6%. The highest quarter of growth in over a decade. Inflation is easing gradually, steadying the price of food staples like rice and beans. Our net foreign reserve have increased fivefold, and the Naira exchange rate has stabilized. Our balance of payment position is positive. Our sovereign credit rating is improving, and we continue to promote oil and non-oil gas export. State do not need to go about borrowing to pay salaries anymore. In less than 1 year, over 100,000 Nigerians, including 35,000 civil servants, have benefited from affordable consumer credit through the Nigerian Consumer Credit Corporation, enabling them to purchase vehicles, light up, and improve their well-being, and purchase life essentials. This July, we will launch a bold new initiative to empower 400,000 young Nigerians, including youth corpers, with consumer credit. We are committed to giving more opportunities to young people through job creation and skill development. Through such programs as Nigeria Education Fund, NEL Fund, we are investing in education and in the greater future of our country. Vocational training, apprenticeship, and entrepreneurship to ensure that our youth are job ready and future ready. In addition, we have embarked on an ambitious project to lay fiber optic cables across the nation, a transformative step towards bridging the digital divide and fostering greater connectivity. This initiative promises not only to enhance the speedy and reality of internet access, but also to revolutionize how business operates, how students learn, and how community stays connected. By extending this critical infrastructure, we are empowering entrepreneurs, enabling digital education, and providing the tools for our youth to compete in a globalized economy. Our Nigerian First policy will further enhance progress and will consolidate market-driven growth. The improved economic performance is encouraging and validates the soundness of our policy measures with collaboration with you. Our medium-term growth target remains an economy growing at a 7% clip with a stronger manufacturing base. We must learn to produce and grow most of our food, and we are on the path to achieving food sovereignty. These and other reforms have placed the economy on a more rational footing, where critical decisions regarding the large-scale investment can now be made. We are making agriculture more sexy by providing tractors. And I ask you, the legislature, to join me as we enter the second half of our term to put forth innovative legislation that further encourages industrial development and job creation in our urban centers, while also drafting laws that improve food security and production. To further underpin our economic vision, we introduced a competitive tax reform package, a vital component of our economic re-engineering. I am deeply grateful to both chambers of this House for your thorough consideration and deliberation of these bills. And I look forward to signing them into law soon. Again, your collaboration across party lines on these bills has been a model of democratic partnership. You are great. As elected leaders, we must continue to do more to make real the dream of Nigerian political and economic democracy. We must be vigilant in expanding the political space. We must always value dialogue over dictatorship, persuasion over suppression, and rights over might. We be tolerant and broad-minded in our legislative action regarding speech and civil liberty. Do not be afraid to bear an unkind word spoken against you. Some of the best advice a politician gets sometimes comes from his most ferocious opponents, if they think well, though. We do not seek silence because the imposed silence of repressed forces, nay, breed chaos and ill will. Not the harmonic of democracy in the long term. While malicious slander and libel should not go unattended, no one should bear the brunt of injustice for merely writing a bad report about me or call me names. Democracy requires a fair degree of tolerance for harsh words and stinging insults, particularly when they are pained because of their losses. Call me any name. I'm not here to make you happy politically. And I will still call upon democracy to defend your right to do so. Mr. Senate President, Mr. Speaker, distinguished senators and honorable members, our nation is not perfect, but it is strong. Our democracy is not invincible, but it is alive. And this means our dream of a prosperous, happy nation is still within reach and worth fighting for. Mr. Chairman, Nigeria is at an inflection point, undergoing structural and fundamental change towards a secured future. Our administration is fully committed to boosting the economy and productive base through investment in critical infrastructure, roads, expansion of port operations, rail, and power. We are creating a new environment in which industry and manufacturing can thrive. Our tax and fiscal policy reform will streamline taxes, administration, and eliminate burdensome or multiple taxes, enabling our industrialists and entrepreneurs to operate in a more conducive environment. Governors must work and deliver value to the people. As part of our tax reform, we have provided small businesses with an exemption of tax, established the Office of Digital Tools. Now, airports track performance and reduce waste. The diaspora's bond and non-resident BVN are bringing Nigerian abroad into national development fold. In line with my promise during the New Year address to the nation, I recently appointed the board of directors of the newly established National Credit Guarantee Company. The company backed with 100 billion naira in an initial capital. With the Bank of Industry, BOI, which, by the way, is performing very well in supporting SMEs, next year, Credit Corp and Murphy as stakeholders. BOI will play a significant role in transforming the nation's industrial landscape and reducing corruption. National security is the foundation of peace and progress. We have intensified from criminals and terrorists. We are better at coordinating intelligence and interagency cooperation. It has proved well for us. Our highways are safer now, and we invest in technology and training to secure every inch of this country. Let's take this opportunity to thank the men and women of our armed forces for their bravery in service of the nation. their selfless dedication to protecting our sovereignty and assuring the safety of citizens to serve an inspiration to us all. As we celebrate the progress of our democracy, we must not forget the pivotal role they play in safeguarding our freedom. For their courage and commitment, they deserve not only our gratitude, but also our continued support, prayers, and recognition. May God continue to keep our men and women safe. Fellow compatriots, our achievements are not of one man. They are the result of a collective. Yet the journey is not over. We must work even harder to translate broad macroeconomic gains into tangible improvement in the lives of ordinary Nigerians. We must stay the course, reject cynicism, and believe Nigeria can and will rise again. As we mark a 26th year of unbroken democracy, it is right to honor those who have made sacrifices in the past, braving all odds and the guns to ensure we have a regime of democracy in our country. In this light, I announce the conferment of posthumous honors of CAFR on Kudirat Abiola. The heroine of our June 12th struggle. I also confer posthumous honor on Sheikh Musa Yar'Adua, GCFR, and Professor Humphrey Nwosu, CON, Rear Admiral Kanu, CON, Balarabe Musa, CFR, Paul Alfred Iwani, CFR, Bagabda Kato, OON, Shimaubani, OON, Dr. Bekora Samkuti, CON, Chief Franco Kori, CON, Ima Ezeazu, Bami, COON, Bamidele Aturu, OON, Frederick Fashem, CON, Professor Festus Iyayi, CON, Dr. John Yimasen, OON, Alaja Sawa Bagambo, CON, Dr. Edwin Madunagu, CON, Dr. Alex Ibru, CON, Shibola Ige, CFR, Paharuben Fasoronti, CFR, Senator Ayofasami, CON, Senator Polycarp Nwite, CON, and Dr. Nuruddin Oluwopopo, CON. I also have the honor to confer on Professor Wole Soyinka, GCON, Professor Olatunji Dare, CON, the journalist and journalism teacher. Kunle Ajibade, OON, Noza Igebo, Dapo Olonyomi, Bayo Nanuga, CON, Ayo Obe, Oni, Dare Babarisa, CON, Bishop Mazi Azam Kuka, CON. Senator Sonny Shehu Sonny, CON. Governor Basoni, CON. Barrister Femi Falana, SAN, CON. Professor Shafidin Namuwo, CON. Owe Lakemfa, OON. Barrister Luke Aganenu, OON. Senator Tokumbo Afikuyomi, CON. Labra Maku, OON. Kade Komolafe, OON. Dr. Tunji Alausa, OON. Honorable Abdul Oru, OON. Odia Mfem, OON. Sheye Kinde, CON. Barrister Felix Muka, CON. Barrister Ledumite, CON. Honorable Olawale Osun, CON. Dr. Amos Akingba, CON. Professor Segun Gbadegesin, CON. Bolaji Akeyemi, Professor Bolaji Akeyemi, CFR. Dr. Kayode Sonoike, CON. Julius Inyonbere, CON. Lieutenant General Ikuola Alani Akinriyade, retired, GZON. Professor Bayo Williams, CON. Senator Abu Ibrahim, CFR. Senator Ame Bute, CFR. Additionally, I confer the national honor of CON on Uncle Sam Amuka Pemu, a legendary journalist and a publisher who remained true to his lifetime calling as he marks his 90th birthday tomorrow, June 13th. Furthermore, I also confer posthumous national honor on Ken Sarawiwa, CON. He was the leader of Goni 9 with his fellow travelers, Sunday Dobby, OON, Noduevo, OON, Daniel Boko, OON, Paul Levera, OON, Felix Witry, OON, Barbobera, OON, Barian Kobel, OON, John Coupen, OON. I shall also be exercising my prerogative of mercy under the prerogative of mercy to grant these national heroes a full pardon. Together with other names that shall be announced later in the conjunction with the National Council of State. Finally, it is my great privilege to now decorate the presiding officers of this National Assembly with the national honor earlier announced. Presiding officers, so please. Senate President. Put the pen.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you very much.
Deputy Senate President.
The Deputy Senate President.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Prof will come later. In conclusion, let us review 12. Freedom, transparency, and accountable government. Social justice, active citizen participation, and a just society where no one is oppressed. We must strive harder to hand over a banner to our children and grandchildren without stain. Happy Democracy Day, and may God continue to bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. President. Commander-in-Chief and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. It is now my singular privilege and honor to invite my brother the Right Honorable Speaker of Representatives of the 10th National Assembly, Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON. So now give us his remarks and also move a bit of time.
Directorates of the National Assembly management staff, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, we have gathered in this hallowed chamber to celebrate a truly historic occasion, which is 26 uninterrupted years of democracy in Nigeria. Your Excellency's address has not only elevated our commemoration, but also reaffirmed the vitality and resilience of our democratic institutions. On behalf of the National Assembly, I express our profound gratitude for the honor given to us by His Excellency, the President and Commander of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, thank you so much. We are honored. I will not take this honor for granted. We recall with reverence the historic events of June 12, 1993, a day when Nigerians across all divides united to affirm their collective will of democratic governance. We also salute His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who himself was a frontline crusader in the Nadeco pro-democracy struggle. You are one of the patriots who labored so that democracy might thrive. And now you lead our nation under the banner of renewed hope. Your story itself is that of the triumph of democracy. Over the past 26 years, the National Assembly has served as the guardian of our democratic institutions. In 2006, we rejected the third-term bid. In 2010, we invoked the doctrine of necessity to ensure uninterrupted governance, and we have championed constitutional and electoral reforms subsequently. Since June 2023, under President Tinubu's stewardship and the 10th National Assembly, we launched an 8-point legislative agenda, fully aligned with the renewed hope agenda. Within 2 years, we have reviewed 2,263 bills. Of these, 65.3 have passed second reading, while 186 have been successfully passed. The milestone for any president in his first 2 years. Our legislative efforts have yielded measurable progress on multiple fronts. In security, we allocated 6.11 trillion, representing 11.1% of the 2025 budget, to the security sector. The Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria Act 2023, signed by the President, has set Nigeria on the path to self-reliance in arms production and logistics. Similarly, the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons Act 2024 has tightened regulatory loopholes in arms control. It is expected to significantly reduce the illicit circulation of small arms and light weapons across the country. On the economic front, we supported the removal of subsidies and the unification of foreign exchange windows. We courageously passed legislation targeted at tax reforms. Cumulatively, these actions, along with the bold decision of the President, are boosting investor confidence, increasing federal revenue, and augmenting state allocations. In April 2025, Nigeria met its OPEC production quota of 1.486 million barrels per day. This is the first time Nigeria has met its target since 2021. Through legislative measures, we have supported and accelerated the President's infrastructure revolution. Funding for infrastructure rose to 8.16% in 2025, sustaining 440 ongoing road projects, including the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano corridor and the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. In the social service 8.2 in 2023-2024, the Student Loan Act has empowered over 500 students. Mr. President, with legislative support, you have established on record 10 new universities, polytechnics, and specialized institutions. This is the highest of any president in his first term. We are committed to providing funding to these institutions to ensure a smooth takeoff. Health allocations increased to 5.46% in 2024, resulting in the revitalization of 4,000 primary healthcare centers and clinics nationwide. Ensure that laws are implemented. $1.5 billion in outstanding. Citizens interactive session.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Organizations, including UNDP, PLAC, UN Women, CAS, and YAGA Africa, have enhanced our expertise and promoted inclusion. Notably, the 10th House has partnered with the UNDP, resulting in a memorandum of understanding to mobilize 50 billion naira over 4 years for the parliamentary development project of the House, thereby strengthening the capacity of members of the House of Representatives. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the 10th House has proven to be a house with a human face. In March 2025, members donated the sum of 705 million naira, equivalent to half of their salaries over 6 months, to support the Mr. President's relief program for vulnerable Nigerians. The House has also contributed 650 million to provide housing for the families of deceased members and former leaders. Furthermore, individual members donated over 500 million to support communities ravaged with civil stripes in Kaduna, Enugu, Anambra, Oyo, Niger, Borno, Plateau, and the Federal Capital Territory, assisting displaced persons affected by banditry and communal violence. Furthermore, as part of the Renewed Hope agenda, the 10th House extended dedicated support to our traditional institutions, recognizing their vital role in community leadership and cohesion. We provided 40 new vehicles to traditional rulers across 6 geopolitical zones to enhance community engagement. Mr. President, we express profound gratitude to you for conferring the national honor of GCON upon the office of the Speaker, following pleas by members, and for expanding the National Security Council to include the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. Both decisions affirm the principle of institutional partnership. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Mr. President, at the risk of provoking the First Lady, I wish to reveal a secret to you. Here at the House, members fondly refer you to as the darling of the legislature. You have accomplished what no president has done for the National Assembly, namely, substantially augmenting our capacity to respond to the needs of our constituents. We thank you for that. While we celebrate our successes, we remain acutely aware that it is not yet Uhuru. As we enter the second half of our term, our determination is unequivocal to expedite and finalize the constitutional amendment process by December 2025. Some of our priorities include special reserved seats for women, formal constitutional roles for traditional rulers, and legal backing for a 35% affirmative action gender policy. We appeal to the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum and the Progressive Governors Forum to advocate for these essential reforms at the level of the states. Mr. President, I would be remiss in my responsibility to you if I conclude my brief remarks without also offering some useful recommendations on the way forward. You have demonstrated remarkable resolve in removing the fuel subsidy and allowing the Naira to float. Now we require an equally decisive intervention in our power sector. While progress is evident, it is time to wave your magic wand once more to break the cycle of underperformance by shifting from an over-reliance on thermal and hydroelectricity to a diversified energy mix. We must embrace renewable and clean energy sources, such as solar, wind, and even nuclear, to ensure a reliable and sustainable national grid. If anyone can do this, Mr. President, it is you. Secondly, developing the solid mineral sector is essential for Nigeria's economic diversification. While we have some existing geological data, it lacks the precision and quality needed to support large-scale exploration. To complement executive actions, the House of Representatives will immediately commence an urgent review of the 2007 Mining Act to allow subnational entities to operate within the profitable limits of the law, while enhancing oversights and mitigating security risk. If pursued with discipline and clarity, these reforms will position solid minerals as a strategic pillar of our national economy before too long. In conclusion, Mr. President, permit me one final earnest appeal. Today's ceremony has been truly magnificent, and you have achieved what past assemblies could only dream of: an annual address by the President to a joint session of the National Assembly. By accepting our invitation, you have made history. I respectfully urge that we now institutionalize this address as an annual event. On behalf of the Senate and the House of Representatives, I thank you for choosing to celebrate this Democracy Day with us in this hallowed chamber. Happy Democracy Day, Mr. President. Happy Democracy Day, all members of the National Assembly. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Mr. President, in the midst of that eloquent speech by the Right Honorable Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON, he raised a motion that June 12 should be formalized as a presidential day of address to the joint session of the National Assembly. I will put the question. Those in support of the motion as moved and seconded by the Senate President say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. Mr. President, that is the motion of the National Assembly done in your front. Right Honorable Speaker, thank you. The statistics do not lie. We are quite happy with the statistics you roll out and the pro-people's house that we all run. Mr. President, one request. The honorees, the presiding officers would like to have a group photograph with you right where you are before you depart. Then a slight announcement. Mr. President will now proceed after the group photograph to pay the usual respect to the hallowed chambers in this joint sitting, which is to take a bow to the presiding officers as well as to members. When he entered, Mr. President's handlers brought him straight to the chair. Whenever he enters the chambers, as a former parliamentarian, he's used to paying the normal respect to the parliament. So he will do that. And thereafter, we'll have the national anthem. But upon the departure of the president, he will be led by just the selected few and the House leaders. And all other senators and House of Rep members must remain seated. We are too organized for Nigerians to see us seemingly disorganized. I thank you. If Mr. President obliges, I will step down with the Right Honorable Speaker for the with the permission of the President, the Vice President of Nigeria is hereby invited to join this picture.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
And that brings us to the end of the special joint session of the National Assembly with His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a session filled with vision, reflection and reaffirmation of our collective journey as a nation. President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his commitment to strengthening democracy in Nigeria, pledging to do all within his power to protect and promote democratic values. As we have heard today, dialogue remains at the heart of democracy, and in unity, progress becomes not just a dream, but a reality within reach. Thank you for staying tuned to I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN, your trusted station for informed voices, national conversations, and moments that shapes history. Let's continue to hold our leaders accountable. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and above all, believe in the Nigeria we can build together. On behalf of the entire team here at I-FLIER 103.3 FM, we say thank you once again for listening. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and keep soaring with us.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen,
right in the city of Ibadan, there is the first entertainment radio station in Nigeria. I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Have you ever craved undiluted, phenomenal entertainment? Breaking news within and around the world. Music, sports, educative program, and a whole lot more. No other station does it better. Tune in to I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
The first entertainment station in Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This is Throwback Thursday on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
this
is Throwback Thursday on I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Anything you want.
It's Throwback Thursday on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
Another banger. The moment I see you now up there, bow. Lady, oh, my lady, oh, oh. Whoa. This your body go cause your power, yeah. Baby, oh, my lady, oh, 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 oh. Because the way that you shake your uku, my baby, you must come. Oh, yeah, make you shake it to your baba. Oh, yeah, rock bottom, make you no go give me your bala. I should make you give me balance size, scatter your back. Oh, yeah, I must to be all over. Oh, yeah, rikbata, you to the shaka. Man, but you love to go, yaro. My baby from Colorado. Yellow CC, my odora. Body they up your temper. Ija. Amaka body sweet bass or teba. Okay, mute kaki one cause yakpa. Shana wale oh ti oh. I'ma get you want on me to epa. She don't see me for telly. She start to call me baby. Fire day your body oh. Take a easy shorty oh. Make her choke your socket. Money full my pocket. Shorty oh. My body oh yeah. The moment I see you now up left out. Lady oh, my lady oh oh. Whoa. This your body go cause your power yeah. Baby oh, my lady oh 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 oh. Because the way that you shake your uku, my baby, you must come. Oh yeah, make you shake it to your baba. Oh yeah, rock bottom, make you no go give me your bala. I should make you give me balance size, scatter your back. Oh yeah, I must to be all over. Oh yeah, rikbata, you to the shaka. You love to go, yeah.
This is Throwback Thursday on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Nigeria yìí ti gbogbo wa ni kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́ torí kò sí ibòmíràn tí a lè lọ àjò lè dàbí ilé ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan gbé kémi gbé.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan gbé kémi gbé. Ó yẹ ká jọ ṣàṣàrò ló dára ká finú wínú ká fikùn lukùn kí Nàìjíríà tó lè tẹ̀síwájú. Ogun ọ̀tẹ̀ yìí ti tó ká gbàgbé ìjà ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà. Haúsá, Ìgbò pẹ̀lú Yorùbá ṣe láṣàjọjì ìjà òmìnira. Òmìnira ni a tún bára wọn jà. Èdìrẹ ogun èṣù yìí gbé kájọ gbé. Ó yẹ kájọ gbé. Kémi gbé. Torí àwọn ọmọ wa tí ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn, kí la fẹ́ sọ pé àgbélé ayé ṣe gbé kájọ gbé. Bóyá kájọ gbé. Kémi gbé. Bóyá kájọ gbé. Gbé kémi gbé. Nàìjíríà yìí ti gbogbo wa ní. Kó máa gbọ́dọ̀ bàjẹ́. Torí kò sí òmíràn tí a lè lọ. Àjò lè dàbí ilé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sowọ́pọ̀ ká fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. Gbé kémi gbé.
Yes! My brothers and sisters, all that you I don't care attitude, no be a more. You say which one concern you? Make you think the thing well. Because Andrew will check out few days here. So make I tell you, whether you be Yoruba, Hausa or Igbo, all are the same 10 and 10 pairs. Now him make we go join hands together, make we country better. No say I no tell you. Yes, sir.
Samarin Nigeria, Mutaga Nigeria, Yamata Nigeria, Mutaga Nigeria, Muhata Hanumu, Mutaga Nigeria, Nigeria, Namune, Nigeria, Namune.
Come, make we live Tambo. Live, make a live. Come, make we live Nigeria. Live, make a live. Live Nigeria. Live, make a live. America loves Germany. France loves Britain. Yeah, shaping we know, and they suffer before. Sincerity loves hard work. Now it make them invest today. Everybody want to become citizen. Brothers and sisters, make we no give up. If today bitter, tomorrow will be better. If today bitter, tomorrow will be better. Aturu at the top, Aturu at the top. Make me live Tambo. Live, make a live. Make me live Nigeria. Live, make a live. It's Nigeria, now we home. Making no Africa. No place where we like our home. Home, sweet home. Make me join and think alike. Live, make a live. Nigeria tó rò mímímí. Ohun tó bàjẹ́ tún lè láǹtún ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ nìyẹn. The way forward, na EBD for better Nigeria.
In the name of the Most High, I beg you live good. I beg you live good in the spirit of brotherhood. Fade away, oh ye spirit of segregation. Move away, oh ye spirit of nepotism. I beg you, please listen to me.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
The more we get together we shall be.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
Together we stand, divided we fall.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
If you are a leader, please show good example.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
Just like the Father will do to the Son.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
If you are a follower, I beg you follow good.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
Just like the sheep and the shepherd.
Make we walk for better Nigeria.
say we go stand. Divided we fall. Make we make this our great nation Nigeria great. My people, if we do better, we go chop better. If we chop better, we will live better. And true, if we live better, our picking them will live better and with better education. And everything will be nyam. Now peace be the answer. I beg.
Jerusalem Sakamo. Watu lokaci bai kure ba za mu haɗa ne kuri da wannan Najeriya sama. Na wannan Najeriya ba ina za mu shiga, ina za mu je.
I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan.
Nigeria go better, lẹ ń sọ ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún kelo lógójì, ìgò bẹ̀tà tàti gbòmìnira wa, ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni, ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. Nigeria go better, ìgò bẹ̀tà lẹ ń sọ ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún kelo. Mo ti dé Amẹ́ríkà ojú ti rí tó, mo ti dé London ojú ti rí tó, ẹni òde bẹ́ẹ̀rì ló ń jọ lójú, àwọn tán gbé Jámánì ẹ̀ lọ bí wọ́n, àwọn tán pẹ́ ń bẹ̀ kan fẹ́ máa wálé, kán bá dàgbàdàgbà tó yẹ kán wálé, ilé lọ́mọ ṣàjò lọ́jọ́ ọjọ́ sí, ogún ọdún lájò kan kórè wálé, ilé bàbá ọmọ ń bọ̀mọ lẹ́rù, kò wá bọ̀mọ lẹ́rù ń sá fún nira, torí pé ìnira pọ̀ nílùú wa o, ìta ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. Nigeria go better, it go better, lẹ ń sọ it go better ọdún kelo lójì, it go better tàti gbòmìnira wa, it go better ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni o, it go better ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. This kind of Nigeria sef. Na wow. Igbo sọ pé it go better. Ọ̀gá dín máa ìgò bẹ̀tà, Haúsá ń sọ pé ìgò bẹ̀tà, Yánà Cháu ìgò bẹ̀tà, Yorùbá ń sọ pé ìgò bẹ̀tà, ó ń bọ̀ wá dá ìgò bẹ̀tà, látijọ́ tó ti bí mi Òṣùpá, lẹ́tí ń sọ pé ìgò bẹ̀tà, títí tí mo fi wádìí bàbá, ẹ ṣì ń sọ pé ìgò bẹ̀tà, ṣódì tí ń bá di bàbá, ó tún bẹ̀tà ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà, ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni. Ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. Nigeria go better, ìgò bẹ̀tà lẹ ń sọ ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún kelo lójì, ìgò bẹ̀tà tàti gbòmìnira wa, ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni, ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà.
My brother, this democracy sef, shey na the government of some people, by some people, for some people?
No be so. Democracy na the government of everybody now. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Now, wow.
Olótìtọ́ kan ìdépò lórí bójó lórí kan kò ní jẹ pẹ́, onírànà fi sípò lórí bó bá kówó jẹ tó bá bàálù jẹbọ nìkan wá dìbò wá tuntun mú, báyé bá dogun àwírọ̀rùn bọ́ ní àwa sọ èmi máa wí. Nàìjíríà go better, ìgò bẹ̀tà lẹ ń sọ ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún kelo lógójì, ìgò bẹ̀tà tàti gbòmìnira wa, ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni, ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. Báyé bá dogun àwírọ̀rùn bọ́ ní ń wá sọ èmi máa wí, ikúkíkú kan kò ní pa mí, báyé bá dogun àwírọ̀rùn bọ́ ní àwa sọ èmi máa wí. Nàìjíríà go better, ìgò bẹ̀tà lẹ ń sọ ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún kelo lógójì, ìgò bẹ̀tà tàti gbòmìnira wa, ìgò bẹ̀tà ṣódọ́gọ́rùn-ún ọdún ni, ìgò bẹ̀tà ọdún wo ló máa jẹ náà. Ọmọ bá sànjọ́ alárẹ̀mú dàbí ọgbọ́n ní àgbà ń tara. Ọmọ bá sànjọ́ tó gbé fún oná débẹ̀ tán gbá wá gbìkan wá ń ṣàyè bó ṣe fẹ́. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú ó ní kùn ló mọ̀ ká. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú inú mi yìí mo mọ̀. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú ọmọ títẹ́ ní kejì mi. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú ẹ bá wa tún lè ṣe o. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú gbogbo gómìnà lápapọ̀. Òkùnkùn ò lè kùn kó nínú má mọ̀nú. Òdèdè ọdún bí ìpẹ́ nílùú rí kò wá sọ́mọ tálákà tí ó rò dé ẹnu. Òdèdè ọdún bí ìpẹ́ nílùú rí o kò wá sọ́mọ tálákà tí ó rò dé ẹnu. Tí ó bá wá sọ́mọ tálákà tí ó rò dé ẹnu sọ́mọ lówó dẹ̀ ń ṣe náwó. Tí ó bá wá sọ́mọ tálákà tí ó rò dé ẹnu sọ́mọ lówó dẹ̀ ń ṣe náwó. Ìyẹn lọ jẹ̀lú o àlẹ́ yẹ ká ti mọ̀ kí ṣọ́ṣẹ́ lù o.
Ìkànnì aláṣẹlá I-FLIER 103.3 FM.
Ọ̀rọ̀dé làbúta pàǹlarí. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ ni gbẹ́lágbájá ta wòsíwòsí kí òkú tó lòlò. Ọ̀rọ̀dé làbúta pàǹlarí. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ ni gbẹ́lágbájá ta wòsíwòsí kí òkú tó lòlò. Èèyàn tó bá gorí yìn á ṣeun tó dá o. Gbogbo lórí Nàìjíríà ẹ ṣeun tó dá. Torí tó bá dá Amẹ́ríkà wà jẹun tó dá. Tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ níbẹ̀ wà jẹun fẹ́ni. Ọ̀rẹ́ tó má jẹ́ lu London wà jẹ́ ayé kọ́. Aṣọ ọmọ pàtílẹ̀ wà jẹ́ ayé ọlọ́ba. Torí tó má jẹ́ lu Italy wà wọṣọ tó dá. Ẹ̀kọ́ àyàpá púpọ̀ ju téégún lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n tó má jẹ́ Nàìjíríà wà jẹ́ pásá o. Àwọn yànmùyán má jẹ́ kíkà sí ẹ lára. Ni mo fi sọ pé ayé dùn jẹ jù yá lọ. Ayé dùn jẹ jù yá lọ. Kò láyé kan ló wà everybody ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ayé pagún tí màmá bá wọn dá ṣàyẹn. Ayé pagún tí màá fojú ẹjọ́ gùn. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni àríkútàkù àríkútàtàntà àríkútàkù ayé dùn jẹ jù yá lọ. Ayé dùn jẹ jù yá lọ. Kò láyé kan ló wà everybody ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ayé pagún tí màmá bá wọn dá ṣàyẹn. Ọ̀rẹ́ ṣayé pagún tí náà fojú ẹjọ́ gùn. Torí ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn kì í bẹ̀yàn o. Ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn kì í bẹ̀yàn kankan. Ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn kì í bẹ̀yàn. Ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn kì í bẹ̀yàn kankan. Bóyá lọ́gọ́ skọ́ lórí irọ́ tó ń ròbí sẹ́niyàn lórí asán wọn mú àjẹpálábánú ìyàwó ẹ̀sán oníṣàìsàn òun. Abèrè ló kọ́ lọ́wọ́ lọ́hùn mi. Ó dájú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́hùn kì í bẹ̀yàn kankan. Ènìyàn kọ́ àlọ́ lọ́hùn ló sọ̀rọ̀ mi dáyà ènìyàn kọ́. Sẹ́bà gbà wájú lọ ṣàbòsí. Ọlọ́run kan máa bẹ̀yìn lọ. Sẹ́bà gbọ́ tún lọ ṣe káyé. Ọlọ́run kan máa gbọ́ sí yá. Ènìyàn kọ́. Àlọ́ lọ́hùn ló sọ̀rọ̀ mi dáyà.
Ìkànnì aláṣẹlá I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ìbàdàn.
ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí a jẹ ó ti tó. Ìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí a jẹ ó ti tó. Elédùmarè jọ̀wọ́ bá wa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe o. Ìyà ló ń fọmọ aláìgbọràn kó tó dọlọ́gbọ́n. Ìyà ló ń fọmọ aláìgbọràn kó tó dọlọ́gbọ́n. Ìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí a jẹ ó ti tó. Ìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí a jẹ ó ti tó. Elédùmarè jọ̀wọ́ bá wa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe o. Àti ríṣẹ́ ọ̀run àti débi iṣẹ́ wàhálà. Àti ríṣẹ́ ọ̀run àti débi iṣẹ́ wàhálà. Àti débi iṣẹ́ ò dàbí àti wálé. Àti débi iṣẹ́ ò dàbí àti wálé. Gbogbo bus stop èrò dúró dé mọ́tò. Èrò pọ̀ ju mọ́tò lọ. Gbogbo bus stop èrò dúró dé mọ́tò. Èrò pọ̀ ju mọ́tò lọ. Elédùmarè jọ̀wọ́ bá wa tún Nàìjíríà ṣe o. Òṣìṣẹ́ ń ṣe wọ́n tán lè ṣe. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Òṣìṣẹ́ ń ṣe wọ́n tán lè ṣe. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Fọ́múlà ló kù tá a tún fi ń jẹun. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Fọ́múlà 010. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. 001 kílẹ̀ ti rí sí. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Kájẹ̀tàn sọ́mọ́ lè jẹ́ talẹ́. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká lọ. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Kápẹ́ bí mọ́nú lọ síbi iṣẹ́. Wọ́n ń ṣe o. Omi ló pọ̀jọ̀ ká
ìjọba ń ṣe wọ́n tán lè ṣe.
wọ́n ṣe o omi ló pọ̀jọ́ ká lọ wọ́n ṣe o.
owó epo wọlé déédéé mọ́.
wọ́n ṣe o omi ló pọ̀jọ́ ká lọ wọ́n ṣe o.
ìjọba ń ṣe wọ́n tán lè ṣe.
wọ́n ṣe o omi ló pọ̀jọ́ ká lọ wọ́n ṣe o.
wọ́n ti ṣètò láti kó mọ́tò wọlé.
wọ́n ṣe o omi ló pọ̀jọ́ ká lọ wọ́n ṣe o.
iṣẹ́ ajé tá ń ṣe kó má di iṣẹ́.
iṣẹ́ ajé tá ń ṣe kó má di iṣẹ́.
iṣẹ́ ajé tá ń ṣe kó má di iṣẹ́.
iṣẹ́ ajé tá ń ṣe kó má di iṣẹ́.
olúwa kó gbà fún wa ẹ ṣàmì.
olúwa kó gbà fún wa ẹ ṣàmì.
ìkànnì aláṣẹlà I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ìbàdàn.
Democracy, welcome to Nigeria. Democracy, welcome to Nigeria. We are happy, we are happy. Democracy, welcome to Nigeria. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ máa kú lé o. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ máa kú lé o. Èrò ní Nàìjíríà, mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ má má mi kàn, mo fẹ́ kàn ṣeré ramẹ́ ní